Hi, I'm Brian with Square State Skate, and I'm really excited to have my hands on one of these Natas blind bags. Big shout out to Blake and 303 Boards for making sure I got one of these. I'm super excited because Natas is absolutely one of my favorite skaters of all time. As I wrote in my first published article for Slap Magazine, the reason why, Natas was so influential that spin on the fire hydrant, I think, was one of the biggest things in skateboarding for me. It changed it from just being about tricks to reinterpreting your environment and making it more of an art form. I'm excited to find out what is in this blind bag here. It's going to be one of these 9 designs, probably one of these 6, but I'm really hoping for one of these up here, either a hand painted or obviously the one of one, which is pretty exciting. But we're going to find out what is in this bag, and we're going to try to do some forensic tests. I know you've read about how you can do some chalk tracings, and we've got some other ideas on how we can try to figure it out without having to open it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Wait, let me feel it.
That feels like...
So scared to let him hold it.
Okay, Banjo, here's the deal. You gotta pick one of these 9. He's hovering around the gold. If we check the replay, there was a split second where he was hovering on gold.
I think so too. You could even pause it.
Pause.
Pause it. I swear I felt right away that it was silver. The silver one. And it's one I don't want.
How do you know?
I don't know. I just have a feeling. But I honestly think I'm going to go see a psychic and ask them. There's a psychic right up the road, and I'm going to go by and see if they'll check it out. Hello? Hello. Sorry to sneak up on you. Are you a psychic? Do you want to help? I've got this board. You can hold it. You can put your, whatever. You could taste it. I don't know how you guys operate.
All right, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say that it's this one.
You think it's that one? So thanks to John, we've got a metal detector here. Not getting much of a reading. All right, that's a good sign.
But it's probably made out of wood?
Yes.
Okay.
I got it. Let's do a Ouija board.
Super scientific, 1 through 9, spin it, and let's see.
That's 2. It's a 5. That's a 1.
Is that a 1?
Hey, Rich.
Square State guys.
Hey.
Dr. Pugazi here. Credentials. So, you guys have a Natas blind bag and you're trying to figure out, do you have the bag with the original 1980s skateboard in it? Well, I got a couple different ways you can check. Some of the ways are going to require some very high-tech equipment, some testing equipment such as a mass graphic spectrometer. Here's a couple different ways you can determine if what you have inside of a sealed plastic bag is made from the 1980s.
If you have something that you can drop it off of, a newer construction board with the epoxies and the woods that are used are mostly going to be making a boing noise, whereas an older board manufactured in the 80s are going to be more like a boom.
That sounded solid.
Yeah, that's probably gold.
So it's a boom versus a boing. You're going to have a really good ear to determine.
As these guys mentioned, if it's metallic, then it should conduct electricity. Now you guys got it?
Yep.
And you know, all the original boards that were made in the 80s, they were, made in the US, American made, none of that China wood stuff. So we're gonna put it through another kind of weight test here and see what this might call it.
I heard a snap!
Another way to check if a skateboard is from the 80s is a buoyancy test. The skateboards made in the 80s have a certain epoxy resonance liquidity that will create a buoyancy effect more so than one built from post 89-90. So essentially, if the board sinks, it is probably real.
Pretty dry. Final test. Let's skate it.
Well, I'll grab this thing out of here.
We're not even really sure that there's actually a board in here. I mean, boards are made out of wood. They should probably burn, right?
That's a collectible! Come on! Alright, so we've done a pretty good forensics test analysis on this. But it's a skateboard in a bag, and there's really only one way to find out what board is in here. And since it's a skateboard, it's not supposed to live in a bag. So we're gonna open this up and find out what board we've been hanging on to here. So let's check it out. I'm not doing this exact cut or anything like the internet tells you to do, because I don't think I'm reselling this. This is for my private collection, which is why I'm gonna open it like it's Christmas! Oh no!
Got the board.
Ah! Who's up for trades?
I am.
Well, I felt silver, but I feared gold.
The gold is better than the silver.
Yeah, that's higher on the podium. So was any of our tests right?
Yeah,
I think Banjo was
Banjo.
right.
No.
Banjo! You did it! You guessed right!
There are certain animals that
smartest
can
boy in
detect
the
this same epoxy off-gassing. Corgis, labs, if you have a Corgi lab mix, they are very sensitive to this epoxy, and they would be able to tell if it was
That's
made
what he's
from
been telling me this whole time, is how smart he is.